American Pickers has been on air for more than 10 years on the History Channel, with pickers Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz traveling to different parts of the country to scour sheds, homes, and junkyards for fabulous finds that they restore to collect or sell. But for many fans, the true star of the show is Danielle Colby, who manages antique archaeology stores in Iowa and Nashville and looks for places for Mike and Frank to visit. Currently, American Pickers is airing season 22, and so far, Danielle is still in the episodes. She is still listed as one of the cast members on the show's IMDb page as well. So why are fans afraid she might be leaving the show? Well, the fear part is easy to answer. They're afraid because over the past decade, Colby has become key to the show's success. When show creator Mike Wolfe was designing American Pickers, he chose Danielle Colby to join the show for her one-of-a-kind style and love for all things vintage. The two had been friends for a decade before the show began, and their first meeting was at a yard sale. The first encounter between the two wasn't pleasant, though, according to the Joplin Globe. Both Mike and Danielle were looking at the same item at a yard sale, and while Danielle was deciding whether to buy the item, Mike grabbed it. Danielle recalled, "I told him that I was still looking, but he said, 'Looking isn't buying.'" Despite the somewhat bad first experience with each other, the two formed a friendship that has turned into a great working relationship. Mike said that she gave the show an edge that set it apart. "I saw what she was capable of, and she's got the edge. She's got the look. I wanted people to know that they didn't have to have a blue blazer and have 10 cats to be an antique dealer." Colby is far from looking like the stereotypical antique shop employee. Her arms are covered in tattoos, and her sense of fashion is always on point. Aside from her manager role for antique archaeology, Danielle also dedicates time to her other hobbies, including being a burlesque dancer and performing under the name Danny Diesel. And like Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz, Danielle also collects vintage items, particularly vintage burlesque and striptease costumes, all of which is awesome. But recently, there have been rumors about her leaving the show soon. Why? Well, a lot of it has to do with branding. Danielle has recently changed her Instagram handle from Danielle American Picker to Danielle Colby QOR, with the QOR part standing for Queen of Rust. Her Facebook page was also changed from Danielle Colby American Pickers to simply Danielle Colby. Then, in a June Instagram post, she cryptically thanked Mike for supporting me when my heart tells me I need to do something, even if you might not fully understand why. And just 3 days later, she posted in Facebook, "Today begins a series of great adventures. Some days I care too much what others think, and I don't give myself room to make mistakes. Mistakes are crucial for growth. If I'm not making mistakes, I'm not trying enough new things or pushing myself in new directions." So far, Colby hasn't announced her departure, but fans are speculating that she might be leaving the series to star in her own spin-off. That stems from an interview Colby gave way back in 2012. When the Miami New Times asked if she was going to get her own show, Colby said, "I highly doubt that antique archaeology is the last job I'll ever have in my life, though it is definitely the coolest job I've had to date. It all depends on when my time there has run its course. I have an obligation to Mike, who put me in the position I'm in right now, and I'll respect that till the end. I have a contract, and I'll of course honor that contract. I guess that's a sugar-coated way of saying I'd love a spin-off."
Every day that you don't create, you tend to kind of fall a little bit into this black hole.
Of course, if she is leaving American Pickers, it might not be for her own show at all. Colby also spends a lot of her free time in Puerto Rico, where she has her, quote, forever home, doing humanitarian work and promoting awareness for human trafficking, in addition to giving aid to animal shelters and orphanages. Perhaps she's going to focus more of her efforts there if she leaves the show. Another possibility is just shying away from the spotlight after a decade of being in the public eye. Danielle has 2 children and a new fiancé, and maybe she wants to focus more on her family. Only time will tell what the future holds for Danielle Colby, but her presence on American Pickers is sure to be missed if she leaves the show for good. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more grunge videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.